I know what I'm doing. We're gonna dust it down, we'll take all the pictures, we'll sweep for fibers.
How are you gonna do this? After 300 or 400 other more people go through there? Christ, you'd be lucky to get a print from one of your own people. Just shut down that area and send your people
just
in.
shut the area down. It's that simple. All this was some punk stealing luggage.
Luggage? That punk pulled a Glock 7 on me. You know what that is? It's a porcelain gun made in Germany. Doesn't show up on your airport x-ray machines here, and it costs more than you make in a month.
You'd be surprised what I make in a month.
I love that line.
Hey, McLean, don't stop. Keep your own press, huh?
Today we're going to look at a really exciting new gun from Umarex. This is the Umarex Glock 19. Now, some of you guys have been asking for this gun for a long time. The Glock's one of the most popular guns in America. 2/3 of law enforcement officers use it. Tons of civilians. It's in Hollywood movies. Bruce Willis, some punk pulled a Glock 7 on him, made out of porcelain in Die Hard 2. Anyhow, this is an iconic gun, and Umarex has done an incredible job. And that's really the hard part about a review like this, is until you just pick it up, you just don't, I just can't convey the feel of this gun to you, but it's incredibly high quality. Like the original, like the Glock 19, most of the gun is a polymer, but the slide here is metal, like the original is. Again, no safety, except for the trigger safety. So you can see the trigger won't go back until I push in the trigger safety, and then it goes like that. It's 16 round magazine. You know, it's got a nice sturdy, actually a pretty easy to load magazine. You just run the follower down there, it locks in place, which they all should. I don't know why they don't all, but they all should. And then it's got a nice funnel area here that you can just drop the BBs into. You don't need any tricks, or it's pretty straightforward. Move that slide up, and there you go. Not the slide, but the magazine. Release is right there. Something that they've done on this gun that I really, really like is into the back strap here. You just pop that off. You put a little bit of Pelgun oil on the tip of the cartridge, stick it in, and then you have to tighten up this piercing screw here. But look at the magazine. They've built in an Allen wrench right in there. So you don't have to fumble around, carry an Allen wrench around. You get that in there, and then you can just twist that until it pierces. Put that in, and you're ready to go. Now again, it doesn't have a safety apart from the trigger safety, so getting Glock leg with this isn't going to hurt as bad as it could, but you need to be safe anyhow. Now, the BB version does not have blowback, and I know that's going to be a deal breaker for some of you guys, but keep this in mind. Blowback obviously uses some of the gas from the CO2 to move the slide. When you're not having to do that, you can get a lot of shots. Now, I shot this at the range. One CO2 cartridge gave me 176 shots. I mean, I think that's a record, at least for my testing. I have never seen anything do that well. Now, the last couple of magazines were, a bit slower than the rest, but they still shot fine. And the gun is accurate. I've always been impressed with the Umarex replicas for their accuracy, and this one was no different. I'm not a great pistol shot, especially, with a gun that's not a target pistol. The trigger pull on this isn't bad. It's about 5 pounds, 3 ounces was what it averaged, which is about what the Glock 19 averages, around 5 pounds. But I shot some targets. I tested a few BBs. The Daisy, this is a 16 round, 16 shot group at about 6 yards. So I'm in kind of standard, BB distance. There was a few out here, but really I can cover most of it with my thumb. And the Hornady Black Diamond too. I've got a few out here, but the majority of them just went in right there. The gun's set up at that distance for a target sight picture, kind of a pumpkin on a post. Line up your front notch and put your target on the front of that, and it just was dead on. The sights aren't adjustable, but like I say, they were just spot on. So I tested a number of BBs in here. Like I say, those two are the most accurate, the Hornady Black Diamonds and just the doozy Premium BBs, you know, in the big can. But I also shot the H&N Smart Shot, which are lead BBs that are copper coated, and those don't ricochet. So, you know, unless they're on like rubber, like you're shooting an old tire or something. But in general, they won't ricochet, so you can shoot them at you know, spinner targets and action targets, that sort of thing. And the same with the new Dust Devil BBs. They fed flawlessly and were, you know, fairly accurate, and you won't have any problems with the ricochet there. What that means for you is that now you've got a trainer. Instead of paying $1 a round or whatever ammo is costing for the, you know, for 9mm at the moment, you can shoot this gun for pennies. You know, with the CO2 and then a tin of BBs, and you can just shoot forever. And with these, you know, non-ricocheting BBs, you can shoot in your basement, you can shoot metal targets, you can shoot your standard, you know, training targets. The weight's the same, the trigger's pretty much the same, the sight picture's the same, and so that makes this a really valuable tool. One thing to remember again with CO2 is that it's temperature sensitive. So if you get this Christmas morning and open it up and take it outside, there's a good chance it's not going to work. CO2 needs to be at least 60 degrees outside, and 70 degrees or more is better. Is there anything that I don't like about this gun? Well, you know, the non-adjustable sights is not an issue for me because they were spot on. The trigger pull is kind of long, but it's not too bad. The only real quibble that I have about this is the back strap is a little too loose, I think. I don't think that's a real issue in normal use. You know, it doesn't flop around, but if I do bang it, I can get it to come off. I mean, it's sticking on there pretty well, but again, I don't think that's going to be an issue in normal use. I just bring it up so you're absolutely aware of everything here. They are coming out with a pellet version, and it will be a blowback. It will have blowback action, and of course you'll get fewer shots. So if you need blowback, you could wait for that one. But for a BB gun, this is really as good a replica as you can ask for. Now, one thing I do want to point out is just how clean the lines are on this. You know, you have a little tiny bit right here where it says officially licensed by Glock, and then you have to look under here by the serial number plate, which again is just, you know, this nice little accuracy in the details. And it's down here that it says, you know, that it's a .177 caliber. Otherwise, the thing looks just like the original. Again, don't carry this out in public because you'll get in trouble that way. And it doesn't have, here's the M92A1, which is one of my favorite replicas of all time. But if you look on the side here, it's got these white letters, which are just terrible. I wish they would leave those off, but they did on the Glock. So those of you who want absolute realism are going to be pretty pleased with the looks of this pistol. So this is a great gun. You're really going to enjoy it. Head to Airgun Depot, take a look at it, and if you've enjoyed this video, then like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and leave any comments in the section below. Thanks for watching.
You kept some lowlife. Fine. I'll send your
Dude, how many times I gotta tell you, I gotta get back to work.
In the meantime, you get the hell out of my office before I have been thrown out of my damn airplane.